Okay, hey guys, and welcome back. This is going to be episode 3 of our series exploring Reign of the Warlock. What's turning out to be a rather disappointing expansion, if you can call it that. Certainly does not hold a candle to Lord of Destruction when that first came out and all the, well-deserved excitement that generated. That expansion completely remade what Diablo II could be. It was essentially a brand new game, and maybe it's not fair to compare, but I mean that came out, over 2 decades ago at this point. I feel like they really could have done more with Reign of the Warlock. But anyway, here we go. We're gonna do a playthrough. So we've got our character here. We're just gonna turn the sound options. I believe I have them off. I'm going to turn them back on. About halfway there should do it. Alrighty. So there's that nice familiar campfire sound. So, yeah, we're just going to play. You're just going to get to watch me play. And as we play, we're going to discover more and more about this new expansion and how everything works. Okay, so I gotta be honest, this miasma bolt, it's pretty fun to use. I like the graphics. You can tell a little bit of effort was put into that, so that's cool. It is just a basic bolt skill, so really can't expect too much, but as far as, does it feel good to use and cast it? Yeah, I think it does. Like I said, my goal is to be as balanced in this review as possible. This review isn't meant as a Blizzard witch hunt, but at the same time, upon reading all the update features for the expansion, I gotta be honest with you guys, I was incredibly underwhelmed. While I'm grateful for the quality of life, enhancements and fixes that they've introduced with this new expansion, I just don't think they pushed it quite far enough. We're just going to dial back the audio a little bit here. I just don't think they pushed it as far as they could have. And so it feels like a bit of a ripoff. I feel like this expansion could have very easily been a patch update, and you wouldn't have noticed the difference. I guess that's why they felt compelled to add in this rushed character, the Warlock. Because really and truly, sorry about that guys, just someone trying to reach me here. That's why they went and rushed to add this guy in, I suppose, to make it feel more robust perhaps, to make it feel more complete as if it is truly an expansion, but I mean, again, if I'm being real with you guys, I just don't see it. Anyway, I'm not trying to suck the excitement out of it for you guys. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You might play the expansion and decide it's well worth your money, that you got enough variety and novelty out of it to make it worth your money. Me, I guess I'm just a little bit harder to please. I've always been that way. I have a high standard for most things, and I like to tell it like it is. So I won't be making too many friends of Blizzard, no doubt, but at the same time, I don't feel like fanboying or fangirling over things is going to push them forward to where they need to be. So I think, all told, you're better off watching reviews like mine, not to sound self-serving there, but yeah, if you want an honest take, like, there's plenty of other Diablo II Resurrected content creators that I'm more than happy to tell you how great and fantastic everything is. I won't mention any names in particular. I feel like I did enough of that in the first couple videos, but you know, there's a lot of people who are just going to tell you, no, this is great, you expect too much, you know, nothing's ever going to be perfect, you can't please everyone, and on and on. You're familiar with all the old sayings. But truth be told, if you're going to charge money, like again, I paid 35 Canadian after tax for this expansion, then you have a right to complain, you have a right to expect things, and yeah, I just don't feel like I really got my money's worth when it comes right down to it. Like, this just feels like playing a reskinned Necromancer so far, if I'm being honest. You know, there's some novelty in that, I suppose, but it would have been much cooler for them to explore like a rogue character, or perhaps maybe a demon. Maybe you can play as a demon, you know, something like that. Maybe a ghost character. Like, the heroes don't all have to be human, right? Ghosts used to be human. We can introduce some new ideas. I don't think anybody would be upset over new ideas, let's be honest. If you were to do something like a ghost character, you know, one cool thing would be like you could see all the armor floating on this like ethereal character, and you know, that's interesting. It's engaging. What am I doing? You guys are probably wondering. Honestly, just fiddling around, just trying to see. Okay, like if I sell, maybe it's too soon to sell that. All right, let's raise some more gold, and then we'll get a better weapon. Trying to sort of speedrun this character for the sake of putting this up on YouTube. I don't want this to take too long. But at the same time, you know, I'm starting fresh. It's a naked character. I'm not bringing gear over or anything like that. So because of that, this may take a little bit longer. Or who knows, maybe we will do a gear transfer just to speed things along and try and equip him and see how he performs with some, you know, some better gear and whatnot. Okay, we've got a shaman, so let's definitely blast him. Miasma bolt. It looks cool. You know, again, it's a basic skill. I do like the way that your weapon kind of attacks and how you can see it attacking. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit fun. You know, I'll give credit where credit is due, and that is a fairly unique idea. I mean, mind you, I just know from my days as a mod maker for Diablo Resurrected, like, what they did is they took the cutlass, which is one of the, like the floating or flying cutlass, which is one of the monster types you can encounter, I believe, in like the Rocky Waste and like, you know, the tomb area in Act 2 and everything like that, Canyon of the Magi. So they just took that graphic and made it so that it fits all weapon types. But, you know, again, I can appreciate that at least it's different, you know. Is it groundbreaking? No, but it's something different. Okay, so we're just trying to take some of these things here and we're going to try to sell them. Maybe we'll clean up the rest of the level first. Alright, come on now, just die already, would you? Just like pick up some extra gold. You always want to take out the shamans first because they resurrect the fallen, and it can be tedious and annoying to have to kill them over and over. So let's make a town portal here. Just got a bit of a runny nose, it's that season. You know, the long running joke is here in Canada is that you get about 2 months of summer and about 8 to 10 months of winter with some in between season. I don't want to call it spring and fall because they're so short lived that I just call them in between season. They'll last anywhere from like 2 to 4 weeks, and then you're back to one of the main seasons, summer, winter. I'm probably coming off negative, but if you've lived in Canada, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I mean, that's just the truth of it. That's just the truth of it, especially how long and cold winter is. I hear other people complaining about their winter. They have no idea. Canadian winter takes the cake. Especially if you're living up in, say, like northern Ontario or something like that. Yeah, just forget about it. Okay, so this looks really cool. As you guys can see, I equipped the 3-socketed spear here that I managed to purchase from the vendor, from our friend, the vendor. Let's see, 1 to miasma bolt. Okay, so the daggers have plus skills for the warlock now. Interesting. It's interesting because daggers are a necromancer item. You've got poison dagger, for example. So again, I feel like that's one of those areas where, unfortunately, the expansion is kind of showing how the people who programmed this and developed it, they don't really understand Diablo 2. They don't understand the world. They don't really understand the lore. They don't understand how things kind of fit together and which things should not fit together. So like me, if I was going to start putting skills on daggers, I would do necromancer, or why not necromancer and warlock, right? Have maybe like a 2 character class item type. I know it's not the way it's worked so far, but again, this is an expansion and there's no reason we can't make it interesting. Not to mention there will be a more interesting item type for 2 classes, so when you go to trade, not going to mention any trade sites, but when you go to trade, whether you're using online platforms, whether you're doing it in game, your item would have more value, right? Because now it's not just that you've made a rune word in, like, say, a dagger for the warlock, but necromancers can also benefit as well, right? So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. We're just gonna keep going here. You guys are probably wondering why I'm not using any of my skills or any of my stat points, but truth be told, don't really need them yet. So far, he seems to be holding his own pretty good without me needing to do any of that. Okay. So we're just trying to be thorough here. I'm curious about something. If I put... Oh yeah, okay, transfers over. The cold damage transfers over. Well, that's cool. Okay, so maybe we'll take... Sometimes you need, like... We'll just dump all of our points into strength for now to wear items. Sometimes you need a little bit of strength. It seems like he starts off at quite a low strength point. So we're just going to add that in. Okay. Skills. Let's see here. Okay, after this pack of demons, I'm going to take a break and investigate and invest in some skills. Not because I need them just yet, but because I just want to make it for more interesting content for you guys, to be perfectly honest. Okay. So since all I'm doing is using main attack, so let's see here. We've got our chaos skills. Eldritch. I think Eldritch is what we're more interested in. Okay, so I'm gonna invest in the Levitation Mastery. Let's see if our damage goes up. It does. Okay. That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. Okay. Echoing Strike. Do I have access? Required level 12. Okay. And then we've got the demon skills. Honestly, I'm not that interested. Let's just pump our points into the mastery. So I guess that's not going to do much for visuals on screen for you guys, but again, you have to appreciate that this is an honest review, and honestly I think the new summoning tree sucks. I don't even think I would use it even just to investigate it. I'm just personally so off-put by the fact that all they could come up with was just to let you summon some monsters that already exist in the game. Like, okay, take the Necromancer for example, right? The Necromancer summons golems, or golems, depending how you pronounce it. Each of them is a unique looking character, and each of them does not exist anywhere else in the game, right? It's a unique model or skin on the sprite that's not reproduced anywhere else in the game. Even the skeletons and skeleton archers. See, I'm noticing a bug here, Blizzard. Some of the corpses don't show up when they drop. Maybe that's because they're exploding from the ice. Okay. Yeah, even like the skeletons, the skeleton mages that the Necromancer can summon, they look decidedly different from the ones that you see in-game, right? So while they're all skeletons, they just have like a unique look about them, right? And that's interesting. That's much more interesting than just having the same old boring monsters you've seen a million times before as something you can resurrect, right? Maybe I'm not being very generous with the developers here, but that's just how I feel. Okay, let's save that for the rogue that we're gonna hire just now. Or receive, there she goes. So we'll give her a weapon. We need to buy more ID scrolls, so let's go get some of those. What can we sell? Let's sell that. Very good, so fast attack speed, normal attack speed 2 to 8. That's fine, I think we'll sell that as well. Okay. Oh, and let's repair our belt as well. Still damaged. There we go. As you guys can see, my OCD kicks in. I gotta kick every single barrel and see what's waiting underneath. Okay, wear a shield, better than what we have. Some little extra gold, why not, we'll take it. So one of the fun things about Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, Resurrected, is the fact that when you level up your character, it's incremental, right? So it's not like a lot of these modern RPGs where, you know, you kill a monster, you kill a boss, and you just get like an absolute landslide of loot. To the point where you're having to run back to town every couple minutes, you know, sell all your loot, rearrange your loot, whatever. You know, it's incremental, and that's why this is not a fast game. And that's at the same time, that's why this game is a game you can play for, you know, 20, 25 years and not really get bored, because guess what? You haven't done it all. You haven't seen it all. I mean, in my case, honestly, I have, but I've played this game ad nauseum. Like, for your average person who isn't completely obsessive about Diablo 2, it can only play a couple hours a day. Honestly, there's enough content in these games to last you for years and years, right? So that's kind of fun. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to make this episode too long. So for a first look at how to just kind of move around with the new character and how it plays at a lower level, you know, exploring some of the first couple skills, I think that's enough for this episode. For episode 4 though, we might come back once we're a little bit more leveled up and there's a little bit more to show you guys. I just feel like as of right now, just watching me walk around and kill low level monsters might not be the most exciting thing for some of you guys. Maybe for a lot of you guys. Despite, you know, this being a new character and everything like that, I just don't think there's enough here to make for an engaging video. And I want all my videos to be as informational, entertaining, and engaging as possible. So, like I said, I think, okay, well maybe we'll just finish up, we'll clear this mausoleum, and once we're done with the mausoleum, we're gonna sign off until the next video. How's that, guys? Hopefully everyone's happy with that. Super chest. Some very lackluster drops here, but it's still early in the game, so you know, still lots more opportunity for some better drops, some cooler drops. That's what Diablo 2 is all about, is that fat loot, right? It's all about the fat loot. You guys, if you played this game even a couple times, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, the gameplay is fun. The core gameplay loop is engaging enough. The graphics are quite beautifully remastered in the Resurrected version. You know, it has all that going for it, no doubt. But the real core of the game is loot, right? Hunting for it, collecting it, trading it, improving it. Hell, sometimes even breaking it if you got an ethereal item and you don't know what to do with it, right? When you're new to the game, I know that happened to me in my novice days. I would find a great ethereal item and I would use it until all the durability was gone, and then I would be upset and not understand, you know, why is my item broken and why can I no longer use this great new item I had just found, right? So, okay guys, so we killed Bloodraven, we cleared the mausoleum, we cleared the tomb next to it. I think we're gonna call it a wrap for now. You guys might have noticed sometimes I struggle with what certain things are called. It's not because I'm a poser and I don't really know what they're called. Unfortunately, I do have PTSD and a bit of dyslexia and some other issues, and so it does mess with my memory a little bit, and so I don't always remember, or I'm not always able to recall things perfectly. So, you know, hopefully that doesn't put too much of a damper on the series. I just wanted to share that with you guys and be transparent. Alright, signing off. See you in the next video.